Hello and welcome back to 4:44 p.m. Today I'd like to share with you another little mod that I've done recently, and it is this custom Seiko 5 that I have created. Now, this Seiko 5 is actually a mod that I did, and it was just kind of like a fun experiment of sorts. This watch is actually comprised from 5 different watches. This originally used to be an Invicta 8926 OB Pro Diver from Invicta, and Invicta makes good, little dive watches. I mean, for really cheap. And this one's a popular one. I don't really care for the Invicta brand, but these ones I kind of liked, because it was a Submariner homage originally. Anyhow, Invicta likes to brand their stuff, and this originally was stamped with the Invicta brand logo on the side here, which I have, taken and grinded off and then polished back out. And it had their little weird kind of Swiss cross that they put on here, little plus sign looking thing that I've taken off of the crown. And then they used to have the exposition case back on it with their branding all the way around. And since this used to be a Rolex, homage, from Invicta, I decided how fitting would it be to put a, Rolex style case back on here, sterile case back, which is what I've done. I got that off of a Folex, so that's, you got the case is from one watch, the case back is from a second watch, and then the dial is from an S&Z H57 that I bought to make a 55 fathoms mod with, and I had the dial still, and I thought that'll look good in here, so that's the third watch. The fourth watch would be the movement. This originally came from Invicta with a NH35A movement. I have put a 7S26 movement in here, which is why it has the black day and day wheel, and that fit in there pretty nice to go with the dial. So that's the fourth watch, and then the fifth watch would be the handset. The handset is from an old Seiko that my son found at a secondhand store on one of our little trips that we took, weekend trips. And it was a 6119 movement that had these hands in there. And I thought, you know what, because I couldn't save the watch was just too far gone. He wanted me to restore it for him. So I thought, well, you know what, to honor that watch and him picking it up, I'll, save part of it. So I went ahead and took the handset out of that watch and put it into here, and it goes perfect with this. Now I'm going to put this on a bracelet that I have coming. It is a two-tone Jubilee bracelet, a generic Rolex bracelet, and I think it'll look really good on here. But anyhow, I went ahead and ordered a new crystal for it, so it didn't have the little bubble on there. I could have removed the bubble from the one that Invicta put on here, but it was already pretty scratched up, so I got a new crystal. And then I found this bezel insert on eBay. Had to do a little machining to get it down to fit inside of here, but everything works like it's supposed to. And it's a clean little watch. The stem that I had to make for this was a little bit of a hassle. I ordered a 7S26 stem that I was going to put on the original crown, because the original crown is the only one that will screw onto the tube that goes in here. And I also had to repair the tube because the tube had come loose, so I had to epoxy that in, and then I had to make the stem. Well, the stem came and it was way too short, and apparently that's just how Seiko makes them. So I was trying to source an aftermarket one, not an actual Seiko one, and would have had to wait a while. So luckily I called up my good old local Seiko dealer, the Time Center, here in Orange, California. And I went up there and spoke with the Smith up there, the watchmaker. And he was kind enough to sell me a extender for the stem, which allowed me to complete this mod and put it all together. So there it is, my little custom Seiko 5 mod out of an Invicta and 4 other watches. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.